Hey guys, Kristen here from Hammock Haven Farm, and today we're going to make a really easy cheese. And this is an excellent place to start for anybody who is afraid to make cheese, who thinks they can't make cheese, or doesn't have a lot of time to do it. I'd like to keep this video under 5 minutes, but my director-producer, who also happens to be my son, told me to give him 7.5. So let's see how fast we can go here. I got a gallon of milk. I'm using my raw goat milk. That's going to make what's called Chèvre. You can use cow milk as well. It's just going to make what's called a fromage blanc in that case, but it'll make a nice yummy creamy cheese. Might not have the tang that the goat milk has. I'm going to pour this milk in here and heat it up on the stovetop to 72 degrees. I've already sterilized my pot and all my equipment. I've got a thermometer. You're going to need a ladle or a slotted spoon of some kind, a measuring spoon. Rennet, I use animal rennet, liquid animal rennet, and your culture. I'm going to use an MM100 mesophilic culture in this. So let this heat up and we'll be back. We're up to 72 degrees. It's time to add our culture. I'm going to use about 1/16 of a teaspoon of this culture because I'm using raw milk. If you're using pasteurized milk, go ahead and use a whole 1/8 teaspoon of it. Float your culture on the surface of the milk to let it rehydrate for a couple of minutes. While you're doing that, mix up your rennet. I have a bowl with about a 1/4 cup of water in it. Just take and put 2 or 3 drops of rennet. Some recipes call for 1. I find that doesn't set up as well as I'd like, so I'm going to put 2 nice drops in there. Let's let our culture rehydrate for a minute and then we'll add the rennet. Take your ladle or slotted spoon and just with an up-down motion like this, without breaking the surface of the milk, work that culture in there. Once it's worked in good, add your rennet in your water and work that in there. Make sure it's all mixed up real well. And then we're going to put a lid on it and let it sit undisturbed until morning. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, it's tomorrow. Now all we need to do is take this cheese and scoop our curds into a cloth-lined colander to let the whey drain out some. Then it'll be ready for salting and molding and eating. So let me adjust my camera. I lost my cameraman today. He went to work with Dad. Let me adjust my camera and I'll show you what we got here. I'm going to take my ladle and just scoop out these curds. Make sure all the tails of your cheesecloth are inside the bowl. I've got the colander lined with cheesecloth inside a big bowl. If the tails of your cloth are outside, it's going to drip whey all over your counter. That's always fun to clean up, especially when it drips all down your cabinets and all over the floor and you got puddles everywhere. I wouldn't know. Now just tuck these ends up in your bowl. I'm going to pour this whey off here so we're not sitting in a puddle. Kind of lift this all up into a ball. Some people hang it. I usually just leave it in the colander. And we're going to leave it there for a couple hours, maybe like 3 or 4 hours. After your curds have drained a couple of hours, just dump them out of the cheesecloth. Salt them to taste. I'm going to put about, I don't know, 1.5 teaspoons or so of kosher salt in here. Stir that in. At this point, you can place these curds into a mold, or you can mix different flavors in, herbs or, oh, I don't know, sometimes I do jam, like strawberry jam, to make strawberry cheese. Whatever you'd like to do, form it into balls, however you want. But there you go. You can make cheese. Just that easy.